Hello, everybody out there. No, it's been a very long time since I've done my last video. The last video that I did was in relation to my gold digging sister. That the gold digger number one, whose husband threw her out because she's nothing but an alcoholic loser, putting him in debt, and can't manage her money. So what does she do? I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but basically, did she get her own place? No. She went back to live with my narcissistic mother. And is she even, you would think, would my narcissistic mom ever realize that the golden child has failed her? Or see any more, or actually see the light about her? No. Because with the golden child, no matter what, can never do anything wrong in her eyes. So, this video is going to be about the narcissistic family cycle. Before I get into this, I just want to let you know I've been very busy. A lot of things have been going on. Good things. I have a better job, and I've just been so preoccupied with bowling. I've been bowling in a lot of leagues, basically paying for one, subbing for like 3 or 4. So I've been having a very busy schedule on my plate. But there have been thoughts that's gone through my mind, things I'm finding out with my narcissistic family. And now the thought that comes in my head with gold digger number one that's living with mommy now, the golden child, is really just to say, well, who's trifling now? Because it is trifling. I mean, her husband kicks her out because she can't manage her money and all she wants to do is drink and put him in debt. That's the truth. Doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. And as far as gold digger number 2, and those of you who's followed me know that I give my narcissistic sisters, bio piece of shit sisters, a name. So with lard butt, with all of them, they're going to continue to be pieces of shit. And basically, the point of this video is that lard butt and gold digger number 2 have children. Gold digger number 2 has 3 sons. And my lard butt sister has 2. A daughter who's now been out on her own. And one that I believe is 12 years old. And guess what? Even their children are bad-mouthing my oldest daughter for God knows what. So you see how that vicious cycle just continues to keep going and going and going, just reproducing. And does that surprise me? No. Nothing with my narcissistic bio piece of shit family surprises me. The things that they do, the lies that they tell, and they act like that they're setting such a good example for their own children, meaning my narc sisters, bio piece of shit sisters, is that they're losers and they continue to program the same shit in their head that my narcissistic mother has programmed into their head. And I would have to say I came a long way with my recovery. I'm still recovering, but I've accomplished a lot. I really have recovered quite a bit. I've overcame some things, but it's still more to go. Um, will I ever heal, or will people with narcissistic abuse ever heal? Right now, I would say maybe not completely, because there's still going to be some hurts here and there, but it's just overcoming those triggers. And there's a lot of triggers. And it's just something that you have to deal with all your life, are those triggers, but it's how you handle them really show how strong you are and how resilient you can be. And I've been very resilient. Very resilient. But tell me, can you really relate to this? Can you really relate to your narcissistic family and your narcissistic siblings? And if they have kids, have they ever reprogrammed their kids to hate you? Have they reprogrammed their children the same way the narcissistic mother did to them, that your narcissistic mother has done to them? And this is just something I just recently thought of, is that unfortunately, biologically, I'm the aunt to gold digger number two's bio kids, and now they're going to end up being just as big of a piece of shit as their mother. And the apple does not fall too far from the tree. And just imagine when their kids grow up and have kids, that they're going to just program the same way that they were programmed. It's a very vicious cycle. Well, and I've had people ask me, well, have narcissistic siblings ever come to their senses? No. And this is something that's really baffled me. Even with the golden child, gold digger, bio piece of shit sister of mine, you would think that since karma kicked her in the ass, that her husband really just kicked her ass out because she's put him in debt, nothing but a drunken loser. And 9 times out of 10, I'm sure he's basically traded her in for a newer model. And no, actually, guy just actually grew a brain and just realized what she is. And I have a sense that my narc bio piece of shit sisters, I know that they have been doing a lot of things to my youngest daughter. I don't have to be a rocket scientist or a psychic to know those things, but I know that they are mentally and emotionally abusing her. Even though my narc mom coerced me to put her up for adoption, that she basically just allow my narc bio piece of shit sisters just mentally abuse my youngest daughter. It's like, well, okay, maybe legally she's not my daughter because I was forced to sign away my rights, but biologically I'm still her mother. And that's something that piece of paper could never change. And that my piece of shit sisters, when they see her, that she's basically a constant reminder of me, because you know why? Because she looks like me. She has my features. And I'm a constant reminder, and that's why they take out all their bullshit out on her, thinking that it's going to improve their situation, whatever stuff that they're facing in their lives. It's like with gold digger number one and her husband kicking her ass out, and her coming home living with mommy, the fallen golden child. So she thinks just because that she actually lost everything, that she thinks she can just take things out on my youngest daughter, thinking that it's going to make things better. I mean, this is just really how sick minded she is. And you would think, with karma kicking her ass that freaking hard, you'd think it'd be a wake up call. But unfortunately, unfortunately, people like her never learn. She's going to continue to be a freaking asshole and is a sore ass loser, a gold digger, which, from what I've found out through my oldest daughter, she's gained a lot of weight. She never had any kids, because this shows you how stupid she is. She thought that when she got married to her husband at the time, that, well, if I don't have no kids, I'll still have this nice body. But it goes to show, when you become a drunk and drink excessive amounts of alcohol, the alcohol turns into sugar, and guess what? You're a fat ass. So she's very dumb. As for the rest of my biopiece shit sisters, they're no any more smarter. But it's a shame that Lard Butt and Gold Digger number two have programmed their own kids to hate. To hate on my daughters, all because they're pissed off at me, and they're going to continue to be pissed off at me. They're going to continue to have a vendetta, because they don't want me to have anything, they want me to lose everything, and they continue to abuse my youngest bio daughter. She's still my kid, I don't care what they say, but they continue to abuse her mentally and emotionally to get to me. And this is a game they like to play. They've been playing this game for as long as I can know. Is that all they want to do is try to provoke me, because they know I have a very quick temper. And as much as I really want to beat the ever loving shit out of both of them, because that's what they want, that's what they're banking on. So they figure, if they continue to do stuff to my youngest daughter and take shit out on my youngest daughter, that somehow, some way, I'll find out. And then I go to where they live and I beat the hell out of them. And then guess what? I go to jail. They've been banking on this for years, trying to break me down. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. Because at least I have a conscience, and narcissistic people don't have a conscience. They don't think about consequences, they don't think about nothing. They think that there's no consequences. Shows how stupid they are. But it's just a shame how narcissism just continues to grow and grow and grow, and just reproduce. It never goes away in families. Ever. But as I'm sharing my story with stuff that's going on right now, because, I'm sure, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I continue to tell my story about how I went through narcissistic abuse, empowered myself, and learned as much as I can about it. That a lot more things become clearer and clearer in my mind that that is exactly what I went through. And that I've recovered. I've made a lot of progress. Am I still hurting inside? I'm honest enough with myself that yes, I am still hurting inside. But because I'm hurting inside, because that I am, the only way that's very therapeutic to me is just to expose these pieces of shit people in my family, in my bio family. It's very therapeutic for me, and I know that there's some people out that I spoke to in comments and a lot of my videos that some of you would like to have the courage, but don't have the courage to expose them. Well, one day you will. One day there's going to come a time once you get to a certain point in your recovery that you will muster up the strength to expose them because that's really helped me a lot in my healing. It's just to expose them for what they are. Is it going to piss them off? Yes, because you know why? Because it's the truth. Remember, narcissists love to dish out the truth about you, but then when you expose the truth about them, they can't take it. And they're going to continue to be that way. And they think that they're just such a great role model for their kids. All they got to do is buy them stuff and teach them how to be materialistic and just teach them, how to just be disrespectful and run over top of people, get what you have to get type of mentality. And, the corporate ladder concept, just step over people, lie, cheat, whatever. And another thing that they've been programmed to do, and this is something that I'm starting to realize, is that narcissists, especially my narcissistic mother and my bio piece of shit sisters, and they know who they are, will do anything for money. They will do anything for money. So just imagine what they teach their kids. Do anything for money, whether it's illegal or illegal. Find some way to find a way to get by with it. Then do the deed. And basically, right now, I know my narcissistic mother is getting very old, and it doesn't surprise me that if each and every one of my piece of shit sisters most likely have taken a life insurance policy out on her and just waiting for her to die. But even when that day does come, her narcissistic legacy will still continue. Through who? My narcissistic bio piece of shit sisters. And then they spread that same shit, that same behavior, that same narcissistic behavior onto their kids. And then when they have kids, then they expose them and teach them that shit. The narcissism. I mean, it's vicious cycle. Very vicious. And I remember for years that my narcissistic mom and even my lard butt sister have gotten by for a while when I was still in contact with my narc mom, that they always loved to scare me with the law and try to dummy me down with it. But I'll say this right now, that now that I have significantly recovered and healed quite a bit, I still have a lot more healing to do, but I've came a long way. And now I actually have the backbone to just basically say that them scaring me with the law right now doesn't mean shit. I'm not afraid of their intimidation to scare me with the law, because they'll lie and twist things with the law to make it sound like it's in their favor. lo and behold, that they're stupid enough to think that I'm not smart enough to look into things, Google things, and I have people that I can ask. Plus, I have some lawyers on hand that are good friends of mine that will do anything for me for little to nothing. So I have resources. And if there's anything about the law that I don't know of and that I'm being told this and that and the other, I'm smart enough to consult them. I'm smart enough now to look things up myself. And now, you piece of shit, family, you know who you are. Especially you, lord ass. You can't scare me with the law anymore. I remember my narcissistic mom used to always say that her degree was her mouth. Well, now where in the hell has that got you now? Dad's been gone for a very long time. How is that working for you now, narcissistic mother? How in the hell is that working for you now? It's that grandiose behavior. I'm better, I'm smarter, I'm this and that and the other. It makes you wonder if their know-it-all tactics or their know-it-all attitude, you wonder where has it gotten them? All they just pump themselves up to be just bigger than life. And really, they're nothing but just a piece of shit. I mean, narcissism is very ugly. Narcissism is very evil. Very. And it's scary. Yes, I'll admit that's scary. I mean, when I was going through my recovery, yes, it was very scary. Yes, I was hurt because you would think that family's not supposed to hurt you. But really, from what I've been told through the years, that the first people that would hurt you would be your family. And people that have very close knit families will never understand your story. They'll never understand. And I can really relate to the feeling of aloneness. In a lot of ways, I can relate to some of it, but luckily, I have a boyfriend that's been with me through all of this. And of course, if they try to reprogram him against me, to go against me and try to see me in a bad light, have they done that? Yes. But he's smart enough not to fall for it, and he's smart enough to see right through him. But share with me if you can really relate to this. Can you really relate to this with your narcissistic bio siblings that have kids and that they are actually reprogramming their kids to hate you? And if you have kids, they're going to program them to hate your own kids and believe their lies and everything else about your kids and about you. Which really, really tells me that I pity these kids in a way that they don't have a mind of their own to really think. That their mommy and daddy has, programmed them, has influenced their thinking, and they can't think for themselves, and it's very sad. It's very pitiful. It's very pitiful. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. So, like I said, I've been wanting to expose some things about stuff that they're doing because, like I said, they just think that they can just intimidate me with the law about some things, as well as try to intimidate my oldest daughter with the law about anything. And now that I'm empowered and that I have lawyers on hand to have those resources, because you know why? Because God's blessed me with them. And you know, I'm a firm believer in God, and I don't have to do anything but give it to Him, because I know deep down inside that He is dealing with each and every one of them in His own way, in His own time, in ways that I may not see it, but I know and believe that it's happening. And when the time is right, I'll know. But if I were to do things my way and allow them to continue to upset me, knowing that they're doing stuff with my youngest daughter, knowing that they're abusing her and mentally and emotionally, knowing that, and it's all in their efforts to get to me. So that way I would be stupid enough to just fall to their game and beat the hell out of them. And then I end up going to jail. Well, listen, I'm not going to give them a satisfaction, because the only thing that's keeping me from it is because I'm living a good life right now. And the good life that I'm living, those piece of shit bio sisters are not worth me throwing it all away. They can continue to try to provoke, and it's just not going to work. And they can try to continue to intimidate me with the law, but guess what? I have lawyers. I have resources, and believe me, I'm not afraid to use them. I'm not afraid to expose what pieces of shit of narcissistic sisters and my narcissistic mom that's really up in age. And it's a monster that she has created, that she's stuck with the golden child living with her. Now they both can wallow in each other's misery. And really living your best life is really the best revenge that you could ever give your narcissistic bio family. Knowing that you're living well and that you're being happy really pisses them off. That is the best revenge that you could ever do. And am I living my best life right now? Yes. I mean, I may not have a big house. I may not be driving a Mercedes Benz, but you know what, though? I have what I need. You know? And that's all what matters. So please share with me in the comments if you can relate to what I'm saying, and if you're experiencing the same thing with your narcissistic siblings. Of course, obviously programmed by your narcissistic mother or both parents, that's passing on that same narcissism through their kids, through your siblings' kids. Yeah, it's ugly out there. I've noticed too that I've also gained a few new subscribers, and I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I welcome you with loving open arms. And you can learn a lot. If you could learn a lot from my story, as well as many other YouTubers that are going through the same thing. I mean, everyone has a story. Everyone has something to share in these channels, personal experiences. And learn a lot from Ollie Matthews. Learned quite a lot from him, and another gentleman that's called Narcissism Survivor. And then I believe there's I think it's something Dispeller. I don't remember what she calls herself, but I've learned quite a bit from her. I think it's called Delusion Dispeller or Illusion, but I learned a lot from her too, and many other videos. that I have watched. Even the Rosenberg guy, the psychologist or something. He's in the mental health profession. Russ, I think it's Russ Rosenberg. I learned quite a bit from him. I mean, there's so many things you can learn about narcissism, and internet's full of people's stories, facts about narcissism, and just it's like when you first read about it, you're like, holy crap. It's like a big light bulb moment goes off in your head, and you see, it's like, wow, I'm not alone here. This is exactly what I've gone through. And you just never knew what it was until you finally just ran into it. And reality really starts setting in. And then when you reach the point of no contact from your narcissistic mother or both parents, and then you really detach yourself from the narcissistic family, start living your own life, go through your own healing, understand what's happened to you, go through therapy, learn things from other YouTube channels on this subject matter of narcissism, learning from them and their stories. That's all part about the healing process. And there's some of you that's too scared, and for reasons quite understandable. But once you get to a certain part of your healing, you will reach that point to where you just, I guess you could say, grow enough balls or get the strength to go out there and expose them. Because believe me, I mean, when you expose them, it's really, 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 I won't say it's not so much fulfilling, but it's also it heals some wounds there. It really does. And will my narcissistic mom ever admit to anything? No. There's some things I know that she'll take to the grave. She'll never change. She could be on her deathbed and not change. They never change, no matter how old they get, no matter how much karma has been beating their ass. They're never going to change. They're going to continue to be the narcissistic asshole that they've always been. Well, basically, whatever narcissists are nice, they're all assholes, right? And basically, my narcissistic family is really no exception. Bio piece of shit's what I call them. Unfortunately, I'm related to these people. Unfortunately. But it just feels good to expose them for what they are. And that they can no longer intimidate me by using the law to try to manipulate me to anything now. And I mean, they'll do anything to just manipulate you, to try to get you to do something. And really, one of the big weapons they like to use is the law. Because they think you're too dumb to know the law or look shit up. I mean, thank God for the internet, right? And then that there's ways that you can run into people that happen to be part of law enforcement, or maybe the attorney, like I have at my disposal. And when I need to know something, I have all that at my fingertips, and thank goodness for that. So I'm no longer scared with them trying to intimidate with the law and try to bullshit anymore. So, what are also some narcissistic tactics that they've done to you? I mean, share with me in your comments. What things have they done to you to manipulate you to get you to do what they want you to do? What things have they done to scare you, to intimidate you to do what they want? Share with me your story. Because from time to time, I do read comments when I get a chance. I try to respond to them. And then a lot of them have read. And I thank you for all of your input and sharing with me your stories. and what you've been through, because that also reassures me that, hey, I'm not alone, and neither are any of you out there. You're not alone. So anyway, I want to thank you for my new subscribers that has subscribed to my channel. I welcome you with love and open arms, and that I hope you continue to learn more things from my videos. I'll try to put some out when I can, and I know it's been months, several months. Like I said, this is bowling season, so I'm pretty very busy. Plus working a full-time job, and doing things with my grandkids, on top of that, being a grandma, which I'm very darn proud of. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe for those of you that's right into my channel but's not a subscriber. Like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you for watching. So, love, peace, and joy always. Take care. Bye for now.